Hi, this is Michael Arcade. Today we're going to play a ROM hack that I came across not too long ago. It's called Legend of Zelda Ancient Dungeon. And the great thing about this game is if they made The Legend of Zelda into an arcade game, this is probably what it would be like. Um, Basically, it is a Zelda game that someone took and turned it into a 256 room dungeon crawler. On your options menu here, you have the option to play a random seed. Every map layout is, I guess, what they call a seed. You can play a certain seed. You can enter in any number or any letter you want. You can go by either first quest or second quest rules. First quest, of course, the enemies are a little easier. Second quest, they're a little tougher. Also, when I've played the second quest, it seems like heart containers and hearts don't drop nearly as often. Then, of course, you have your music choices. You can do either dungeon music, overworld music, or just have it turned off completely. Since we're going to be in a dungeon, we'll just keep dungeon music on. And just for the convenience of this playthrough, we're going to just do first quest rules. That makes it a little bit easier. That way I might be able to get through the entire game for you. And we're going to go ahead and just play a random seed. So we'll go ahead and hit start here. If you start you off with a sword, so that's good. And every room will have a random number of enemies. Sometimes if you complete a room, you'll get a drop. And basically you just start off with 3 hearts, just like you do on a normal Zelda game. You can earn more heart containers along the way, just depends on what drops. Yeah, I got a heart there. And when you complete a room, it doesn't matter what door you exit out of. And you do start off with pretty easy enemies, snakes and octoroks and tektites. And as you progress further, the game will get tougher and tougher. Now in the second quest, these skeletons will shoot swords at you, and they hurt. Anyone who has played Legend of Zelda just regularly would know that. Like I'm already on 1 heart, so I might not make it through this playthrough. I gotta be a little careful. Oh, thank goodness. All right, you do hear it squeal now, so that means the boss is going to be in the next room. Every 10 to 15 rooms, you'll encounter a boss. And this is actually one of the easy ones because we're on the first quest. Usually on the first quest, your first boss will be either this guy or the dragon. I think Aquamentus is his name. And usually after you defeat a boss, you will get some sort of item, either a heart container or some other helpful item. And after you defeat a boss, you'll do a room transition where the color tiles will change, just to kind of signify that you're on the next level, so to speak. And collecting rupees does have a purpose. You may encounter rooms later on where the old man will offer you an item you can buy for however many rupees he wants to. I guess it's all randomized. Get some bombs now. So at least now I do have a secondary weapon. And I do hear a boss coming up. And thankfully I do have some bombs. And now we got the bow and arrows. Now in this game you can hit the select button to cycle through your alternate weapons. And hitting start just pauses the game. So if you want to cycle through your weapons, you hit the select. I gotta wait for this guy to land. Yeah, this is a cool little ROM hack. Now we have a key. The keys will come into play. Sometimes when you enter a room, you'll have one of the doors is actually a locked door that you can use a key on. So you can use the key to quickly escape that room if you want to, I guess, skip that room. So the key makes it to where you can skip a room if there's a door that you can open with a key. But yeah, if The Legend of Zelda was an arcade game, this is probably what it would be like. Like if they released it on the Versus system. Because everyone remembers those Versus system games back in the day. Versus Super Mario Brothers, which is probably the one everyone remembers most. You had Versus Wrecking Crew, Versus Excite Bike. Balloon Fight. And I'm sure there's probably several others that I just can't think of at the moment. You can tell me in the comments. Yeah, see, here's one of those key doors that I was talking about. If I wanted to quickly escape this room, like if I didn't want to fight those enemies, I could just open up that door and leave and skip that room and go to the next room. But those were relatively easy enemies, so you want to save your keys for later on because some of the later stages can get intense. And got another key now. Now your bow and arrow does still use rupees in this game. So you kind of want to use them sparingly. You don't want to waste them just in case you do run into one of those rooms where you can buy an item. Yep, here's one of those rooms I was talking about. So just think of the value you're getting. And that's a pretty good price. I can spend 53 rupees and get the wand. I have 98. I might as well get it. And I'm actually going to equip it. And I got the boss coming up. And we have Aqua Mentis. All right, we're entering room 42. And the wand is a good weapon in this game, especially Ancient Dungeon, because if you get hit and you can't throw your sword anymore, you can always use the wand as a projectile. And plus the wand is a little more powerful too. You can get those, I can't think of their names offhand, those ghost looking things in one hit to where they won't split up. Now, I could use my bow and arrow to just hit this guy in one shot, but I'd like to conserve my arrows in this game. So I will just fight him the old-fashioned way, even though he takes a lot of hits. And also, your wand is stronger than your wooden sword. It's about the equivalent of the white sword, if I remember right. We are on room 51 now. Only about 200 rooms to go. Oh, we got a boss. I didn't hear him from the other room. Nah. Yeah, once you get hit, this guy is hard to beat, because then you gotta get close to him. Ah. But that's the gist of this game. Once you die, it'll show you all the possible items you could have gotten in that run. I only came across the bow and arrow and the wand in that run. Shows you what room you got up to and how long you played. Pretty good ROM hack. Definitely give it a try if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.